Hello, how you guys doing? James here. Well, you know how I've been hearing a lot of words like the word of tether, and when it comes to some black people that they kind of disagree with majority of their own people in their own community, and they just go out in the way for the racists. Well, you probably don't remember this one, but I'm going to show you where some people is colonized by the mind, and some black people are colonized. Usually I do one, you do something on other people, but check this out. Let me see if I can get to the video.
Good. How are you? What are you folks doing here today?
This is Confederate Memorial Day in North Carolina.
Oh, is it? Okay.
What you doing here today?
I'm just hanging out, just filming. I'm not from New York City. Do you not like people from
Chicago?
Actually, I'm from near Chicago. Believe it.
Oh, now you in trouble. Man, I guess I shouldn't talk too bad because you know in New York y'all did have a mighty fine mayor wanted to succeed and continue doing business with the South PW. So there's a few smart ones up that around that way, but today is Confederate Memorial Day. They give up what they owe. You know, he all locked down around here anyway, don't he?
Yeah. What do I owe?
You about right stealing that y'all did.
Stealing.
You don't remember.
I wasn't around.
You know law history, don't you?
I know history, yeah.
Well, you know y'all did a lot of stealing with Abraham Lincoln's General Order number 200. You go look it up. You know, come down south, rape, rob, kill, steal, do everything you want to and never be accounted for what you do. Now, don't act like you don't know no history. Today is Confederate Memorial Day. Okay? So we teaching a little history. We ain't gonna put you out as long as you act Southern.
So I act Southern?
What you do, but we try to be a carpetbagger. And when you go back north, tell them we don't appreciate these people running around here taking down our monuments and pulling down our flags and things. And we're here today to honor those fallen heroes. Try to do what General Robert E. Lee said. Be constable, and try to put this thing back together like it was supposed to be in the first place. When you start tearing down our monuments and getting rid of our flags, taking down those of us who still stand for the Constitution of the United States of America. You know, you beat Southerners down. He told a lie about how we lost the war. We didn't really lose the war. General Lee just got tired of all the stealing and everything going on, so he gave up over that in Gettysburg. And he was tired of his men with no shoes on, no food, hungry, uniform falling off. So he went on ahead and thought that Ulysses S. Grant was going to have an honorable surrender along with Lincoln, which they didn't. But we trying to do what General Lee asked. But I want you to know, when you go back north, let your folks know that all this tearing down our monuments and taking down our flag and changing our names on our streets and things that don't sit well with Southern folk. And y'all pushing us, you tell George Soros too. You're pushing us and you're pushing us too far. Okay? And even though we celebrate Confederate Memorial Day, we have all those things on our mind. And there's troubled times in the South End of America. You can tell that my flag is upside down.
Upside down?
Because we're distressed about it. I'm not come out the green. Don't y'all let me do all the talking about you to this man.
Well, you're doing such a good job. It's hard to improve on that.
Okay. You know, so I hope you take that little film you got somewhere. Even if you got to go sit down with your other Yankee friends and sit down and talk about it, and y'all look at it.
I live here.
Have you been up to Green Hill where we flag the cemetery up there?
The cemetery at the end of the street?
Yeah, we have about 173 graves total. We can't find some of them. We got somewhere around 140 to 150 flagged up there.
Yeah.
I think we're about the third in the state, I believe, as far as number of Confederates.
Okay.
I don't know if you're from Haywood County or not. You just mentioned somewhere else, but Haywood County was predominantly Confederate in the war. And all of us standing here had Confederate ancestry.
Okay.
And that's why we're here to honor them on this day.
Now, what is the history of Confederate Memorial Day?
Well, it sprung off of stone walls, come off of stone walls when they got shot and killed. Is that when it developed?
It sort of kind of started like that. But we had the latest memorial associations. They had the latest memorial associations all across the South End of America. And they began decorating the graves not only of Southern soldiers, but of the Northern soldiers as well. And that's why I'm so happy about these monuments, is because these same ladies that began decorating the graves and honoring all those men because they were somebody's child. They went out and raised sums of money, bazaars where they had, cake bacon, pie bacon. Even had black folks around here that were donating their funds to the Confederate Soldiers Monument. That's why it's a bad thing when folks start, separating us, because it's an integrated monument. But it's a time of the year that we do celebrate our heritage, and it began back in 1865, somewhere along in there. Became an official day. Thank God for some of the northern presidents whose wives supported the efforts of the women of the South to do that. That's one of the reasons why you cannot forget the women of the South. The women of the South are a very integral part of what's going on around there. And when you start taking down monuments and flags, disrespecting the Confederate soldier is a direct insult to the women of the South. See, but the women of the South went forward to get these monuments to testimony of our dead. The other part about it is, if it was such a big bother to folks, why you wait until what happened in South Carolina with Dylan Luke? That's what triggered all this. Folks got brazen in their acts now, and they think that it's just a walk in the park to disregard those men that we honoring today. But let me tell you something. That's a bad thought to think, because you can only push a southerner, man or woman, but so far. And when you push them up too far, then it don't smell good. And I'm telling you that right now. What is happening here, and we are here to honor those fallen dead. Part of honoring them is that we will stand up for them. The charge of the Sons of Confederate Veterans is to protect their good name. And we will do that. And it's coming down to a point in time now with all the disrespect that's going on to this man that we honor today. And I do declare the women as well. Because without the women, there would be no Decoration Day. Because most of the men, they didn't care about monuments and claim to fame. They went out because it was their homeland. It was the right thing to do. Protect their families. So all this pomp and ceremony didn't mean a whole lot to them. You tell this man right today, pomp and ceremony, I'm the only one around here that care about pomp and ceremony. Because I want you to be sure you tell these folks what I'm saying today. I ain't lying about that. I ain't lying about these y'all. These men right here.
Do you have ancestry of the fall, or do you know?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm from up north. I don't know if I had any family that fought in the Civil War.
Let me tell you this. They have what's called Sons of Union, just like we're Sons of the Confederacy. And even they are supporting us, that they don't want the monuments taken down.
Absolutely. They've done that even since when the attack began on taking the Southern Cross off the Capitol in South Carolina. Those men, those Union veterans, I was very proud of. I was giving a keynote speech at Johns Hopkins University, and the commander of the Union veterans spoke first. I almost had a heart attack when he was so supportive of the Confederate soldiers and supported that flag remaining on the Capitol Dome in South Carolina. So, I'm whipping on you because you're Yankee, but I ain't whipped you like you ought to be whipped because of that Southern thing. Seriously, I'm treating him real Southernly, gentlemanly like y'all.
He needs a hug. I think I'd run.
No.
Give him a hug. Oh, Lord.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
What's that?
Can you imagine if the South, if General Lee hadn't surrendered, and the South, went ahead, and those men hadn't gone into Gettysburg to get a pair of shoes? That's what started that thing in Gettysburg. General Lee was already on his way to Washington, D.C. to take the surrender from Lincoln. Can you imagine what a wonderful time you really would be having around? A few smart ones up that round that day, but today is Confederate Memorial Day. You give up.
Now, I'm gonna come back what actually happened during the Confederate. This is off of view. The Black Confederate people like him. Well, it was while it was widely understood that African American men did not officially serve as soldiers in the Confederate Army during Civil War, through often inaccurate idea that black men willingly served as soldiers for the Confederacy. So this dude is defending this. I kid you not. This is what it said. This is what it said. This is what it said. He's defending this, y'all. This is it right here. This black dude is defending this. They didn't serve. Woo, Lord have mercy, man. Black, you got some Negro-minded slaves, man. Damn. And okay, let's go back. What was the Negro law, soldier law, Confederacy? In order to prevent events similar to the Nat Turner revolt in 1831, the Confederate Congress passed a Second Conception Act, include a piece of legislation that would be known as the 20th Negro Law. It exempted from military service one white overseer for every 20 enslaved people to a plantation too. So this is what he's defending with the Confederate flag. That's his heritage. It's right here. It's right here. Since he wants to talk about the Confederate, here it is right here. This is what this Negro just defended. This is what he defended. This is what these black people defended. The southern black folk like him. That got that mindset. You southerners, you northerners. Oh my goodness. Wow, man. And this was the Confederate soldiers. This was the Confederate. When he wear the gray coat. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Where's the Union soldiers? The Union officially showed black soldiers to enlist in the President Abraham Lincoln in July 1st of 1863. The proclamation declared that freed slaves could receive armed service in the United States. African Americans have been volunteering Union forces. Earlier, that official policy changed in the beginning of their inclusion. And you know, Lincoln was on the Union side, right? But that's the Confederate soldiers, which he's standing next to the descendants of the Confederate soldiers. Oh my goodness. Oh jeez. Oh my goodness. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Oh my goodness. Where did these black people come from? I don't think they did it.
Off of Abraham wasn't it Stonewall's? Come off of Stonewall's when they got shot and killed. Is that when it fell from?
It sort of kind of started like that, but we had the Ladies Memorial Associations. They had Ladies Memorial Associations all across the South Atlantic of America, and they began decorating the graves not only of Southern soldiers, but of Northern soldiers as well. And that's why I'm so happy about these monuments, is because these same ladies that began decorating the graves and honoring all those men because they were somebody's child.
He's defending. This is what he's defending.
They went out and raised.
He's the Confederate soldiers that kept slavery going.
You know, cake bacon, pie bacon. Even had black folks around here.
Oh my goodness.
They were donating their funds to the Confederate
You
soldiers.
can't make this shit up, man.
When folks start,
Oh my
celebrating us,
goodness.
because it's an integrated monument. But it's a time of the year that we do celebrate our heritage, and it did.
Our heritage.
Back in 1865.
That's part of the heritage.
Became an official thing. Thank God for some of the northern presidents whose wives supported the efforts of the women of the South to do that. That's one of the reasons why you cannot forget the women of the South. The women of the South are a very integral part of what's going on around here. And when you start taking down monuments and flags, disrespecting the Confederate soldier is a direct insult to women of the South. See, even the women of the South went forward to get these monuments to testimony about this. The other part about it is, you know, if if it was such a big bother to folks, you know, why you waiting until what happened in South Carolina with Dylan Roof? That's what triggered all this. Folks got brazen in their acts now, and they think that it's just a walk in the park to disregard those men that we honoring today. But let me tell you something. That's a bad thought to think, because you can only push a southerner, man or woman, but so wild. And when you push them up too far, then it don't smell good. And I'm telling you that right now.
Oh my God.
What is happening here, and we are here to honor those fallen dead. Part of honoring them is that we will stand up for them. The charge of the Sons of Confederate Veterans is to protect their good name. And we will do that. And it's coming down to a point in time now with all the disrespect that's going on to this man that we honor today. And I do declare the women as well. Because without the women, there would be no Decoration Day. Because most of the men, they didn't care about monuments and claim to fame. You know, they went out because...
Oh my goodness! I gotta show. I wanted to show that video, but yeah, that was the real background on the 1831, which this guy's defending. Oh my goodness! Woo, Lord! I see what they say online about tethers, boy. Oh, but hold on, it gets even better. Watch this. It was not just the men that was defending this. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on. What is wrong with these people? Oh my goodness. We don't like you. We don't like you northern people coming down here. Oh my goodness. Woo. It's our heritage. Hold on. Hold on.
Don't like to be told what to do. I'm a proud Virginia flagger, and we are at Hollywood Cemetery in Richmond, Virginia. I grew up in New York. I was a member of the Nation of Islam in New York.
She's from New York.
The Nation of Islam thinks, races should be separate, black and white and stuff like that. And then I came down here and we were more together, and I just realized, I was like, well, that can't be right because there's a lot of nice white folks. I mean, people wave to me that I've never known. The North, they claim that they like black people and they care about black people, but it is so segregated, it's not funny. I felt more welcomed in the South. I believe in a very limited, very small government. I joined the Tea Party because I actually want to tell people that the federal government shouldn't be doing all this stuff that they're doing. You are not to control every aspect of our life. And so on Facebook, I started meeting, my friends who was in the Tea Party. They were mostly, they had Confederate ancestors. Then I met this lady, Susan Hathaway, and she started flagging. And I said, well, I should go out there and flag with her because, one, I support, Confederate history, and two, it's a great way to show my freedom of speech. It's my right to be able to be out there in public with the battle flag, so that's why I did it. I know what people think about when they see the battle flag. All they think is KKK and we hate black people, or we want to bring slavery back. So I knew it was going to be something for people to see a black woman with the battle flag. Actually, most people don't even stop to talk to me because I think they in such shock to see me out there with the battle flag. I don't even think, they don't have the nerve to even ask why I'm out there. I'm not advocating slavery or think that, it was right. It wasn't, and none of my friends think it was. It was just something that happened. It just didn't happen in the South. It happened worldwide. I've said this before, and people tend to think it's horrible. But I believe slavery is a choice. And I say that because of what Patrick Henry said. Give me liberty or give me death.
Oh my
To me,
God.
you know, if we ever went back to that kind of slavery, no, I couldn't do it. Give me death.
Oh my God.
I feel I'm a slave now because the federal government does control me. I can't smoke what I want to smoke. I can't drink what I want to drink. If I want to put something into my body, it's my body, not theirs. So what gives them the right to tell me what I should do? That's tyranny. But yet and still, it's only the Southerners, and it's only the battle flag that has all the weight and the guilt on it, and it's not right. It's not right. I actually think that it represents freedom. It represents a people who stood up to tyranny. And by me being out there, I hope that you would see this is not racist. I mean, how can it be racist if I'm out there with them? I'm talking with them. I'm hugging them, you know. I'm conversing them. These are my best friends that I'm out here with. What I hope to change or to accomplish is just to, I don't know, wake a few people's minds up and stop believing that that flag is about race. I want them to stop thinking that, you know, but, you know, that's up to them. In the end, I'm just doing it for me. It makes me feel good. That's why I put myself out there.
Wow. Yeah, we got people actually like that in America. Yeah. Oh. So, since she mentions that about the Confederate flag, you know, about what the Confederacy was about, maybe we should do a short story on it. But before that, then I'll do one more for you on this. This is CNN. This black woman is proud of her Confederate flag. Yep. This is in Pride, Virginia. Oh shit, can't upload it. But yeah, you got black people that they're. I understand when they said we not like us, they not like us. Now I see why they said that. Oh my goodness. Hold on. If I get another video here. Oh shit. But yeah, that was really something, man. So let's. Damn, all blacked out first. So let's do a quick story just to be fair, because some people really don't. What did the Confederate stand for? So I'm gonna go ahead and type this in, just to be on the same. Because there might be somebody that say, yeah, that's what it really means, man. It don't mean that with racism and everything. So let's see what let's type this up. See what, come on. Oh, I can't get it up first. I have to get my phone probably. My tablet's acting up. Yeah, let me get my phone. Oh, excuse me. So, let me see what this. Okay. Let me see the Confederate. Confederate. So what does the Confederate flag mean? Okay, the Confederate flag, it said that the Confederate flag is known for the stainless banner that was the symbol of Confederate states in America during 1860, represents 11 southern states that seceded from the Union to protect us. To the Union, it seceded from the Union to protect slavery and white supremacy. Get this now. The Confederate flag, also known as the stainless banner, this flag right here, or the Confederate battle flag, was the symbol of Confederate States of America during the Civil War in 1861 and 1865. It represented 11 southern states that seceded from the Union to protect slavery and white supremacy. The flag's 7 stars represents the original 7 stars that succeeded. The historical meaning: the flag symbolized Confederate rebellion extended to protect slavery and white supremacy. Did you hear that? The flag symbolized the Confederate. I can show you this. The flag symbolized. It said it right here. So these black folks saying it's a Southern heritage thing. You support white supremacy. It's right here. Get played today. Look at this. Right here. This is what it is. Right here. This flag represents this. And let me go on. Yeah, the symbolism. Let me read again. The flag symbolized Confederacy rebellion extended to protect slavery. To protect slavery and white supremacy. The flag, wow. It was also used to resist the desegregation, inequality in the civil rights movement. Get this now. These black folks that celebrating the flag is supporting white supremacy. The symbolism. 1861 to 1865. The flag also been misinterpreted as a symbol of anti-communism and Southern heritage. But it said, what did the Confederate States stand for? The Confederate State America stood by the combination of ideals and the preservation of slavery and states' rights, as well as the defense of a Southern way of life and culture. The primary motivation, the secession from the United States, was to protect the institution of slavery, which centered around Southern economy, Southern structure, while states' rights and defense and the way of life were also cited. They were often intertwined with the defense of slavery. Defense of slavery. The South economy was heavily reliant on enslaved labor. A growing threat of abolition by the federal government that was a majority catalyst for secession. Southerners believed the principle of the states' rights arguing individual states should have the power to govern themselves and make decisions, make issues like slavery without interference from the federal government. Defense of the Southern way of life. The South is distinct cultural, social identity. Many Southerners felt the way of life, including enslaved labor under attack of the North, opposition, Northern aggression. Some Confederates viewed the North as aggressive and tyrannical. Tyranny, that's what, basically. They felt the cession was necessary to protect their sovereignty in the way of the North, from Northern interference. White supremacy. Get this now. The Confederate ideology was deep rooted in white supremacy, with the belief that white people were superior to black people and that slavery was a natural, justifiable institution. So you got black folks defend like that black man. Here it is, right there. And that black woman and many of these black people are defending white supremacy. It said it right here. Right here, look at that. That's what the meaning was. So, what does it mean when someone flies a Confederate flag? Flying the Confederate flag is what some zoologists call a mating call. When someone wants to mate their sibling, cousin, and other bath relative, they wave the flag and hang it in an easily seen location. It attracts blood relatives like a chain attracts shark. It gets them in the mood. Oh my goodness, Dale. Let's talk about General Lee. He mentioned General Lee, right? What does General Lee have the why does General Lee have the Confederate flag? The General Lee, the iconic car from Dukes of Hazzard, prominently displayed the Confederate flag due to the association with the show's Southern setting and portrayal of the Duke brothers as rebellion, as corrupt authority. The show's creator Guy Waldron stated that the flag was a symbol of Southern pride and culture, not necessarily tended to be racist. The flag's president was also linked to the name of the car, the Confederate Robert G. E. Lee. So, these silly black folks supported white supremacy. So their heritage is supporting white supremacy. You can't make this up. So you got black folks like that black woman supporting white supremacy, the ideology of the Southerners. The ideology of the Southerners. These people are supporting the ideology of slavery from their ancestors in white supremacy, 1861 to 1865. I just read you this. So this is what they tell you. Oh, it's not race. Let me go back to that again. It's not about race. It's about heritage. It's about heritage, buddy. You talk about race. Let's see what it says again. The Confederate flag, known as the stainless banner. This flag right here, says that it was a symbol of the Confederate States of America during the Civil War of 1861 to 1865. It represents 11 Southern states that seceded from the Union to protect Look at it again. Slavery and white supremacy. Slavery and white supremacy. Right up at the bottom. That's our way of life. What are you talking about? Ain't no way. No way. We're not racist down here. We don't believe in that. We're all brothers. Maybe some people might feel that way, but that was the movement. And what was the historic meaning of the flag? Again, to use it to resist the desegregation and equality during the civil rights movement. The counteract against the they want to keep it as segregation. The Confederate flag also denounced it. Hate what neo-fascist. Now get this word right. Also, the modern meaning of the Confederate flag is also denounced as a hate symbol associated with neo-fascists and alt-right groups. Some said it represents racism, slavery, and division. So, these black folks defended. They defended. I'm saying, I don't think we're not racist down here. Oh my goodness, that's not white supremacy. Yeah, that was white supremacy. Wow. But yeah, so this is what she's wearing. This woman is what she's wearing. Saying that's part of her heritage. So, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. And when Trump was running, did you see the one when Trump was running? They went to a store. Oh, this woman got it. Hold on. Don't let me. This woman had a store. This black woman had a southern store with southern flags. She had a store. It had nothing but Confederate flags. A black woman, a real light complected black woman. If I get that store, that's why I say you can't make this up. And yes, when black people say we got tethers, now I see what they talk about. Let me see. I can't. It won't let me go to it. It's on another website. But yeah, I just want to let you know that, man. It won't take me to it. Here it is. But this, I couldn't believe this, man. This is right during the time of Trump. It was right during the time with Donald Trump. This woman right here. Oh shit. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I can get it right here. You can see it right here. This is her stuff. This is her store.
Those things that when people see one, then they want one. Same thing with a Confederate hat. You know why? Because people don't think you have the nerve to do it.
Joanne Price runs a Trump store in Christiansburg, Virginia.
When Joe Biden announced he wouldn't run for president again, was there any part of you who felt a pull to vote for Harris?
No.
Absolutely not. I would not vote for either one of them. I would not vote Democrat ticket. No way.
This is a white privilege card. And this is just a play. It just says this card trumps everything, and it gives a barrier, happiness and success because of the color of the skin.
And who buys that?
White people. Okay. It's funny.
And then when you give it to a state trooper, he'll let you go. He won't write you a ticket.
You think so?
So I've experienced it.
Wait, really?
And then he said, okay, he laughed at it and gave it back to me and did not write me a ticket.
This actually happened at least once elsewhere. In 2022, a woman claimed Alaska police let her go without a ticket when she flashed a white privilege card instead of a driver's license.
It's humorous to us, you know. It really is. It's humorous to the average American that here, you know.
He was a Republican too.
Trump has been working to appeal to black voters, and polls showed some success when Biden was still in the race, but have since gone down. The Trump campaign this year has made a big effort to reach out to black voters. What do you think of their efforts?
I think their efforts are succeeding tremendously. All the things that have happened to President Trump, the attacks on him, have done nothing more than strengthen black people's connection to him. Because now he's someone who is the target of a struggle, and they have always felt that they've been a target. I did prison ministries for 5 years, so, you know, if you're a convicted felon and then somebody else is a convicted felon, there's a camaraderie there.
Donald Trump attacked Kamala Harris, questioning her racial identity. She's black.
Promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
He's acknowledged his commentary has provoked mixed reactions. Price is just one person and not a swing voter. But we were curious what she made of his comments, given that she's a black woman and fervent Trump supporter and former local Republican Party chair. How do you make sense of how Trump talks about Vice President Kamala Harris? That he sort of suggests that he doesn't understand her biracial background, that first she was Indian and then she was black.
I don't understand it either. She's Indian and she's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Is she black?
I mean, do you not think she's black?
Is she? Was she born here?
Yes.
Yes. Were her parents citizens? No.
Okay. But we have birthright citizenship in America.
We call that anchor.
People can't immigrate here and not be citizens, but have green cards and work permits.
Yeah, that's true. However, she can claim to be black because of her Jamaican father. You know, that's her right. We're a melting pot, you know, because I basically have a combination in my family as well.
How do you reconcile that? Like, you have a history of blended families in your family. How do you reconcile that with Trump seeming to not understand how Kamala Harris could have a blended family herself?
She could have a blended family. What I'm saying is his comments about that, I think he's making a point. And, you know, I'm not so disturbed by that.
But what is the point he's making?
The point he's making simply is that she is not a black person.
There were some mixed views on the idea of a woman president. What do you think about Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris, may I say this, and hopefully that you ladies won't get offended, but because of what happened in the Garden of Eden, there will never be an elected woman, whether she's black or white, that would occupy the White House that God would ever stand behind.
I'm not sure America's quite ready for female leadership. It would be wonderful to have a female president if and when one arises that has conservative values that are going to lead the nation in prosperity.
Did Joe Biden dropping out change your view of the election at all?
Oh, it surely did. I think she's going to be worse than Joe. I just don't think she has the experience. I think she was only chosen because she was a woman.
He has been mocked, scrutinized, slandered, dragged into court, this man is still standing, and he's standing strong because he knows that he was chosen. He's our David.
He has no intention to grow our middle class. He's only interested.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I got mixed emotions about that one, but anyway, I hope you you have some people, ladies and
Where is
gentlemen.
Kamala Harris today? Kamala Harris ran against Donald Trump in the 2024 election, and despite being projected to win by hundreds of news outlets, she lost to Trump by over 86
Sorry.
electoral votes throughout.
Dang. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video short, but yeah, you got all types of different type of black people, but so that's the reason why we're not always in one code, and we're not always gonna be together. We are different, not just because it's just Caribbean African or Africans. You got black folks in America that sided up with that, just like the incident that you probably seen with this latest incident with the guys that they come on that bus trip, that they talk about doing this Carmelo verse, situation with Austin. But you got them kind of black, and you got the black man hugging on the guy that was he was a person who was on the January 6th riot and was locked up for 4 years. And you got this black dude, and then he's blaming black people for the crime in America, and you got a black dude hugging on him. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. You got the black dude defending the Metcalfs. This is wild, man. This is wild. But shout out to the I think it's Black Church Power and the other content creators for that I saw it on theirs. Alright then, guys. Yeah, we are definitely a different people as far as political views and everything. But I can't believe black people support white supremacy. It's clearly stated what the flag was about, and they support it, and they proud just showing it. Wow, the delusion is real. Alright then, take care, be blessed. See you on the next video.